makes more holes in one than him, other than maybe Miguel Angel Jimenez.
You guys are just not lucky enough to be Irish.
I think I could ride a couple.
Won me 300 on that one. Woohoo! 320.
Moved today by Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, he looked good. His arm play looked good again, didn't it? In particular, he led that category today. In fact, he missed a few putts out there that could have been lower. But
good finish here.
Example of what he did.
Good
Look
finish
at
here
that.
18.
Yeah, great. You know,
Right to the hole.
Was, under a tree.
Here
pitched
comes
down,
Young.
Great wedge. 65 for Scotty from 12 back to a decent chance. He's 4 behind.
This looks like a wide, but it wasn't a wide. It's exactly where he was aiming.
Young on the stick.
That pin there. He played
Within
that to
3 feet.
perfection. This guy's a real deal. There's no weakness now that his putting's in better shape.
After the disappointment of Rory at 11. So many missed opportunities in the front nine, pulled iron shots, way right off of the tee, hit a tree, came well back. That's why he had 213 yards in there, made double bogey.
And at 12.
And he compounded it. We talk about this a lot. Everybody hits bad shots and makes mistakes in this game, but then they compound it. And he did that with a bogey on 12. So we dropped 3 in 2 holes.
Here comes Young.
Cameron did a great
The
job.
30-footer. Boom!
Here. Gave him a nice look on the hill. Here at 16. Coming off the bogey at the 15th. Young's become a good putter. This guy's always been elite with flat sticks. Sam Burns.
Boom. Sam Burns.
He thought that's for sure. But his golf game has been really good this week. It's
Back
not
to the practice.
Putter's not the reason he's in contention.
This was big for Rory at 14. It was. Got a nice break because he really pulled this web shot coming in there, but it caught the slope and trickled down there to about 20 feet. So back-to-back birdies at 14 and going to 15. Yeah, shades of what will always be one of the great shots in Masters history that when he hit a year ago on Sunday.
Yeah, that second shot was lined up beautifully for his stop draw, and he executed it perfectly.
Yeah, 2-putt birdie retakes the lead at 12 under, but left off the tee here at 17. As many times as he's missed fairways and ended up in the trees on the pine straw, looking for a way out, a way up, a way around. Figured sooner or later it was going to catch up with him. Well, it did there at the 17th.
He's still tied for the lead, though.
His box office last
He's
year.
still tied for the lead.
Ridley Scott levels of heroic and Oscar worthy. The sequel has some similar themes. Flashes of brilliance followed by those head-scratching mistakes. We don't know how this one will end. But if you're a Rory fan, you're hoping it is Godfather 2, where the sequel is as good as the original. Plenty of guys have a great chance at this on Sunday. Let's hear now from some of the contenders.
Back to the drawing board.
Jason Day.
Jason Day, come on.
I feel like the guys that are leading right now have all the pressure. I'm just kind of, I'm the chaser. Usually the chasers don't really have a lot of the pressure on the, guys at the top of the leaderboard always are trying to defend the lead. Whereas then I'm pushing forward, trying to,
I
cut
picked
to
him
the lead.
to win. Let's see if he wins. He's got a shot.
I feel good about my game. I feel very happy where things are. So, I'm looking forward to the challenge tomorrow at least. And, if I can get myself around the lead on the backside, I'd be very pleased.
Obviously, I feel like I come at it from a point where I've achieved a lot in the game. I feel like, I can call myself a major champion, which is nice. But, my ultimate goal is to win all 4. So, if I look at where I've finished in other two, I've had seconds in all the other ones, so it's like not unrealistic to think it's doable. Obviously, I'm leaving it late, but that would be the ultimate goal for sure.
I think I just need to go out there and just take one shot at a time again. Be kind to myself. Allow myself to play golf. It's a stacked leaderboard like you.
Hits the cart path and lands.
It's a good Masters Sunday leaderboard. And
16 yards from the stick. Ooh, come on now, baby.
And I'd love to give myself a chance on the back nine.
25.
I love it. I mean, this is what we practice for and work so hard for. And I think, kind of back
Get up there now. Come on.
I'm going to go out tomorrow and just try to execute. I can't control anything anyone else does. I can only control, how I carry myself, my attitude. And so those are things that I'm going to focus on.
Cam, it took you a few years to get in the winner's circle on the PGA Tour. Now that has happened, has some of the pressure or your career goals now shifted to finally winning a major championship?
Not particularly.
Slow down, slow down, slow
I feel
down,
like
slow
the pressure
down.
that I put on myself has been plenty throughout my career. and whatever additional there would have been from, I don't even know who else to win a tournament. It's not greater than what I'm, putting on myself. So yes, it's great to have won. It's great to have won again, but that guarantees me absolutely nothing moving forward. I'm owed nothing, and my past results don't dictate what I do tomorrow. So I mean, while I do feel that there's a lot of positive things to take from those events, I've got to go earn whatever I get out of tomorrow, and the best way that I know to do that is kind of try to attack the day like I have the last three.
Rory, what's the biggest difference going into the final round this year compared to the last year?
I'd like to think that I'll play a little bit freer, and I'll play, play like I've already got a green jacket, which I do. Sometimes I maybe just have to remind myself of that. But I think as well that the stakes in terms of the pairing will be just a little bit easier, and the atmosphere out there will be a little bit easier. So yeah, I'm not worried about that at all. I wish I was a few shots better off, but I'm comfortable. I played with Cam the first 2 days, playing with him again tomorrow, and I think it's a comfortable group for both of us.
There is an historical precedent for a great player holding a sizable 36-hole lead, playing poorly on Saturday, and still going on to win. 1975, Jack was up by 5, shot 73 in the third round, and then came back with 68. Remember the famous putt, heavens to the sky, Jack jumping off the ground like Dr. J, Julius Irving, the birdie at number 16. He wins that classic over Johnny Miller and Tom Weiskopf, and here Rory is, having let a 6-shot lead slip away. He's tied with Cameron Young. With more on Rory, let's go down to Todd Lewis.
Well, Rich, after his round and meeting with the media, Rory went to the tournament practice area where he wanted to shore up some things in his game, specifically his iron play. He started the session hitting some mid-irons, and if you watched his misses today, like his tee shot on 6, his second shot on 11, his tee shot on 12, a lot of his misses were left. So he worked on a lot of that. Now, his swing coach, Michael Bennett, is not here, his longtime swing coach since he was a kid, and he knows his swing better than anyone. But a close second is his friend and caddy, Harry Diamond. And he worked with Harry, Rory did, on trying to make sure that he's a little more rotational. And eventually, as he continued in this session, he started hitting some cuts consistently, so that was a real positive for him. Then he went to his driver, which a lot of his misses were to the right, but there were a few left. It just wasn't going where he wanted it to go, and that's been the case all week. He did feel a little better after hitting about 15 to 20 balls with the driver. Then he went back to his wedges, which weren't as good today as they have been on Thursday and Friday. Hit some really nice shots, so he didn't spend a lot of time with his wedges, and he felt confident with that. Rory says, I'm okay. Nothing to worry about. He feels like after the session that things are kind of better than they were, at least when he left the golf course, walking off 18. So he's not in a frustrated frame of mind. As a matter of fact, today, he started the day with a large lead. Still, though, had a bad day, a tough day, not as good as Thursday, but he knows that he is at least now tied for the lead. So he is not dejected heading into this final round tomorrow after that session. Maybe there will be a sequel tomorrow. You talked about Godfather 2. Well, like Zootopia 2, which he watched today with his daughter, Poppy, and he gave us a review. He said it was a great movie. I said this morning, Rich, that it was better than the original. Your partner there from Texas disagreed with me, but regardless, Rory thinks it's good. And he's in a good state of mind heading into tomorrow.
My boys are grown. I am well past the Zootopia stage. Todd, thank you very much. All right, as long as we're on the subject of movies, a lot of these big entertainment conglomerates, they not only own movie studios, but theme parks.
Yeah, that's right. Right. Let me just tell you that the greatest roller coaster in the world is not at any theme park. It is wherever Rory McIlroy is playing golf. The Rory ride, if you could buy a ticket to it, would have a line from here to California. And you talk about what he did last year or even today, having the 6-shot lead, losing it, as if it's novel. It's not. Rory showed us who he was very early in his career. Go back to 2010, 20 years old, first round of the Open Championship. What does he do? He shoots 63. Now, this was predicted of him, of course. He was going to do great things, but I don't think anybody could predict the roller coaster ride. How high could you go, 63? How low could you go the next day? Follows the 63 with an 80. And you thought, is this an aberration? Just a bad day? Good start? What's this going to do? Is this going to predict his future going forward, the ups and the downs? And look, let's fast forward to 2011. After the 63 and the 80, 2011, at the Masters. Big lead, can't get any higher than that. Collapses on Sunday. Tragic loss, can't get any lower than that. How can you come back from that? The highs and the lows. Well, he leaves here probably despondent, probably a little bit sore at himself, probably maybe even a little bit scarred, you'd think. But no, you know, the way you look at your past can either fertilize or demoralize your future. This guy's sanguine. I got all the talent in the world. Get out of the way. I can get this done. So he goes from the collapse at the Masters to winning by 8 at the U.S. Open. And guess what? It wouldn't stop from there. The roller coaster ride. This is a long drought he was in. 2022 Open Championship. Looked like his to win or lose. Looked like he was in complete control. Building the lead at a place where he had shot that 63. And let's try to forget about that 80. It looked like there's going to be more of that in the final round, but it was green hit, green hit, green hit, time after time after time. But it was putt missed, putt missed, putt missed. And he leaves there on a low. Looked like it was his to win or lose. Looked like he was going to win a major championship. But again, he goes from the high to the low. The roller coaster ride would continue at the U.S. Open. You remember 2023, he finished second. 2024, it was right there. He could taste it. He was going to finally win a major championship. Can't get more disappointed than that. You see it on his face. You see it in his demeanor. You see it in his physiology. He leaves. You think, how can you come back from this much scar tissue? All those close calls, all those losses. That's the roller coaster ride on the way down. And just as it goes down, it comes right back up. And he wins the Masters. Doesn't just win another major. Completes the career Grand Slam. Unless you think it is just resigned to major championships. Remember the Ryder Cup in 2021? Comes in there, whistling straights, a lot of pressure on him, and he goes 1-3-0, very emotional, to tears, absolutely in tears leaving there. 2 years later, in Rome, no tears, unless they're tears of joy, because he goes 4-1-0, was so pivotal to the success of that European Ryder Cup team. Look at him right there. Talk about the highs and the lows, and then think about last year, just the highs and the lows of his final round at the Masters last year. Think about this week, the highs of having a 6-shot lead, the lows of losing that lead today. He's shown us who he was all along. It's the greatest ride I think I've ever seen in golf.
Well done. Let me just get, that was phenomenal. You know, I like to write, it can either fertilize or demoralize your future. That was, look, I'm watching that, and you know, we talked about the movies, you know, box office. We've been watching Rory since he was a kid on Irish television, hitting golf balls at the age of 7 into a washing machine. You know, he's like, a little bit like Leonardo DiCaprio in a way. You know, he's had this long run. Not every movie is going to be a home run. You're going to miss here and there, but the point is, we know him so well, the viewers do, and he's wonderfully human, I think, which makes him so compelling to watch per all those examples you just gave us.
Look, if you're going to throw out Leonardo DiCaprio, last year was The Revenant, and you felt like at some point this was Titanic.
That was good. There you go. Paulie, you know him. How do you explain, you know, the ups and downs of the road? It's just nature of golf.
That's his nature.
his
It's fallible.
nature.
He's human. It's his nature. And that's what he is. You know, he comes in and out of concentration and intensity levels. We were lauding last night his intensity over the last 2 days, and bearing in mind all that's gone on for the last 5 or 6 days before that, I think that intensity dropped today. He didn't seem to have the same focus about him, body language that he had. But that doesn't mean he won't have it tomorrow. I think the pointy end of the competition coming tomorrow will refocus him and energy. For Rory, so much of it is about energy. And the start of the round is really important for him. Whereas yesterday he got fueled with a good start, and last year he was fueled with good starts. He didn't get fueled today, and a poor bogey in the first hole, not birdie in the second hole. Okay, he birdied the third, but bad on 4, 5, 6. It was kind of getting away from him early. What I also said, in credit though, what I also said to the chasing pack was that should Rory stumble today, they need to be there to pick up the pieces and ready to step in, and they did. So you got to give credit to the chasing pack today. They hunted him down. They put a little bit of pressure on him today too. So I think he'll be a little bit more focused tomorrow, a little bit more intense tomorrow, and I'm expecting certainly a much better performance tomorrow from McIlroy than what we saw today. He had a chance to put the tournament away today, but he shot 68. But that's not what Rory does.
No.
That's what Tiger does, but it's not what Rory does.
No, he doesn't.
He likes the drama. He wants to be a scriptwriter like you, and he wants to kind of, well, we just have a little bit more fun, guys, and just drag it out a little bit longer, and then we make the last chapter great and exciting.
And at his level, when you've done all that he has to this point, there's always so much at stake. So take a look. McIlroy could become the fourth to win back-to-back Masters titles. Jack Nicklaus did it, 65 and 66. Faldo, 89 and 90. Tiger Woods, 2001, 2002. He would tie Phil Mickelson, Lee Trevino, Sir Nick Faldo with a 6th major title. Again, arguably the greatest European of all time. That is Rory McIlroy. It would be win number 30 on tour, 16 all time. Gives him a good chance to get to 10 with another 9 or 10 victories over the next, say, 10 years. So that's what is at stake. Sunday at the Masters, it's Game 7. It's, sort of like a World Cup final, last lap at Indy, overtime at the Super Bowl. And this one is all bunched up. What are you guys doing tomorrow? You want to watch the Masters?
I think I'll be front and center.
I think I'm watching the Masters tomorrow.
My buddy and I are heading off for a golf weekend. We're both bringing our own clubs. But I kept it simple with shipsticks. Jason did not. For me, it was smooth. I just booked, packed, and they picked it up. For Jason, it was a little bumpy. My clubs will meet me at the course. Jason's, well, hopefully he won't miss our tee time. Keep it simple, keep it shipsticks.
Welcome to Club Champion, and welcome to more gimmies, like gimme 20 more yards off the tee, and gimme more brands than any other fitter. Full bag fittings are just $100 with code CUSTOMFIT at clubchampion.com.
Doors bring us together. A dedicated Fidelity advisor can help you open those doors.
She's so ready to take over.
With a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth for generations. Doors were meant to be opened.
The Disney Resorts Collection is the most magical place to stay at the most magical place on Earth. Here, the magic is up early, giving you extra time in any of the 4 theme parks every day. Plus, this summer, get free water park admission on check-in day. Make summer even cooler and save up to 30% on rooms at select Disney Resort hotels when you stay 5 nights or more.
So how are you feeling about your current money manager?
Well, I feel like we've outgrown them.
Well, she's right. Our lives have changed, and we need more than just mutual funds to help us in retirement.
I understand. At Fisher Investments, we get to know you, your goals, lifestyle, and needs, and then tailor a portfolio just for you.
That's good to hear. Can you help with estate planning?
Yes, and we can also help you with Social Security, investment income, tax-efficient strategies, and more.
Wow.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
In a game of variables, consistency starts with Titleist.
Heading to one of the singular and best days in all of sports, Sunday at the Masters, and you just get the sense that something memorable is going to happen because it almost always does. What a gorgeous night. Mercedes-Benz drive with precision, And Brandel, maybe a little bit of luck. But Cameron Young.
You need a little bit of luck to win a golf tournament. You know, you find me somebody who won a major championship, 2 or 3 spots along the way, they got lucky. This one was headed towards the creek, perhaps, rattled around in the trees, kicked back out into the fairway. He only had 215 yards and hit a beautiful shot. Found the green, got home at 2 putted for birdie. The 17th, he rattles it around in the trees to the right. Not sure that this one, you never know what kind of lie he got, but he kicks it out into the fairway. And from there, hits it onto the green, 2 putts for par. I'll give you another spot where he got lucky too.
9.
There you go. You got it.
I mean, he hit into no man's land over the back of that green, and he crashed off somebody's chair and ricocheted back on the green. That was a 5. There's no way he was making 4 from where he was going to be. But remember yesterday on 13 as well too, he blocked the right and he did a Freddie Couples. He stayed halfway down the bank. Maybe the golfing gods are shining on him.
Yeah, great numbers. Brandel, like stays hitting it straighter and you can point for the most part. Rory, on the other hand, is last in the field at this point. With more, let's go down to Todd once again.
Ken, what a beautiful round you shot today. You went to the first tee 8 shots out of the lead for this 3rd round. Did you do anything different from an attitude or a strategy perspective, or was this a matter of better execution?
It's a combination of things. It's better execution. It's a good break or 2. You know, a chip in. It's just one of those days that it didn't necessarily have to be 65. It could have very well been 69, and saved myself a couple. So it's just one of those good days. They happen, and I'm looking to have another one tomorrow if I get to choose.
It's fascinating you're in this position because when we go back to the first round, you went to the 12th tee and you were 4 over par.
Yeah.
Prior to that, was there a lot of concern that you not only may not be in this tournament, but you may not even make the cut? And if so, what did you do to flip the switch?
Yeah, I mean, the thought always enters your mind. And it's not so much am I going to miss the cut, but it's just what's going on. Because honestly, the start, it looks terrible, but I just didn't play that poorly. You know, I had a couple wrong wins and a couple, you know, small execution errors, and that just out here can bite you. So really, I just kind of kept going. There was nothing to really change. I felt like I did everything I could, and thankfully it started to work a little better than it did at the beginning of the week.
You have a massive opportunity tomorrow to win the Masters, and you're coming off winning the Players. By winning at the stadium course, does that give you more comfort heading into tomorrow?
Knew that was going to happen. Come on.
I think so. I mean, frankly, this is a golf course that I think suits me better than that one. So I feel that if I was able to stay in it around there, there's no reason I can't here. And it'll really just be a matter of sticking to what we've done the whole week and seeing where it puts us at the end.
Thank you. Wish you the best.
Thanks, Lon.
That's a young man who has it all together at the moment. It's not a 2-horse race, we know that, but what it's worth, the last 9 Masters winners did come out of the final pairing. He goes with Rory McIlroy. How do you see that matchup?
I think Cameron's got a great opportunity to put a lot of pressure on Rory, obviously in the front group, but just with what he can do off of the tee. I mean, those numbers that we just looked at right there of his driving accuracy, you know, he's hitting at 330, 340, 350, and missing 1 or 2 fairways a day. I mean, those are devastating numbers. And so, you know, Rory's having a tough time finding the fairway at 1. He's having a tough time finding fairways everywhere, but at 1 and 2 and 5, not so much 5, but 1 and 2, right out of the gates. And Cameron Young, if he can hit the fairway at 1 and hit the fairway at 2 and just start putting pressure on Rory, just methodically putting pressure on him with that driver, of course, then he's in the driver's seat. Quite literally. He's got shorter irons into the green. He's not having to scramble out of the trees. So it could be a great heavyweight battle tomorrow.
Well, you remember what he said on our set after he won the Players, that he wanted to linger on Sunday. And I thought the way he approached that final round was smart. He laid up at number 11. Remember what Oberg did, hit the water. He laid up at 12, the short par 4, didn't go for it. Linger, and then he pounced. He was 1 back playing 17, made a gutsy birdie, and then we know he hit the drive of the year, the 375-yarder to put it away. So that mental approach, how do you think he builds off that?
Well, I think that's been building quite a lot over the last 6-7 months because he had big successes in major championships without winning one, but top threes. And then he hadn't won a tournament. That was the stick that he was being beaten with. That he hadn't won a PGA Tour event. Then he got over the line by winning that.
Get in.
This time last year he was not in the doldrums, but he was having a poor time in his career. There was a lot of rumours that he was going to go to live. He didn't go to live, and then there was a lot of people saying, "Oh, he should have gone to live and taken the money." And he hung around, and he picked up his career, kind of ducked a little bit, and then he came back. The middle of last year, he came back around the time of the U.S. Open. He started to find a bit of form again, and leading in then to getting a pick to play in the Open, in the Ryder Cup. And then I think that was a huge psychological boost for him for Keegan Bradley, one of your peers, to put you out as #1 at a crucial time. I mean, there was nowhere to go but win that first game against a very informed and rested. By the way, we had rested Justin Rose to be fresh for #1 of the singles. And he played unbelievably well, because Justin played well too, to take him out. I think that gave him a lot of confidence in front of his home crowd there, not just American, but New York as well too. Going on then to win his tournament on the PGA Tour, and, culminating in what we saw in the TPC. So this guy is getting, I keep going back to it again, sorry for repeating myself, but validation of results is what builds mental strength. And I think that a lot of that has happened to Cameron now. And he's poised, he's ready to win a tournament of this size.
Think about guys who could elevate their stature in the sport. Obviously, Cameron Young, Players Champ and a Masters Champ back-to-back. Shane Lowry's already a legend back in Ireland for having won the Open of 2019, and he's a Ryder Cup legend. Remember, he hit the clinching putt at Bethpage. This is uncanny what he's done with these par threes, some famous par threes through the years.
Yeah, look, we've seen our fair share of holes in one at the 16th. 2016, you're like, all right, there you go, well done, good hole in one, lots of fun. You don't see many holes in one at the 6th. That is just a tougher fairway. We'll get back to that in a minute, but how about this?
I mean, he's a great iron player, Brandon. I mean, that's one of the strengths of his game, if not the most strength. He's a great chipper, as we know, but his stats will show you that he's actually a better iron player. But you know what Shane is? You know the way we all have friends in life and they just have a little bit more luck than everybody else? And I think Shane's one of those guys. I think just the lucky charm is just hanging around Shane on occasion. And I mean, this is bucket list. This is not...
It's 16 at Augusta, it's 17 at Sawgrass, it's 7 at Pebble Beach.
Some of the most memorable par threes in the game earlier this year. At Houston.
Won me $340 on that shot yesterday. Come on!
It's Darren Clark-ish.
Big guys. Boom. Fuzzy. Really does. It's got great rhythm to it. Sort of almost and I say this with all kindness, kind of a sloppy little
16
hang at the top, and change of direction, languid. It's just beautiful to watch.
Earlier today.
Little cut, hold it against that slope.
Yeah, come on. Sugar Shane.
How come it's the most? It's the
Sugar Shane.
Guys. Miguel Hondo, him and there's a Shane Lowry that make all these ones.
He's in the tournament as well. Here he is, Ace Lowry.
It's wild, isn't it? I made one a couple of weeks ago in Houston. So you don't ever expect to make all in one. But when I went in, I just couldn't believe it. And obviously, you're out there and you're in the hunt of the Masters and
get up there.
Hey, you're making hole in one. Like it's pretty cool. And to walk down the 6th hole with everyone around 16 in the 6th was very special. I remember that for a while. So. Yeah, it was obviously amazing.
What is it about you and hole-in-ones, signature hole-in-ones as well?
Maybe I'm just good. I don't know. Like, sort of my arm plays a strength in my game, and I don't know.
Sorry, go ahead.
As Stephen says, you made some iconic holes in one. That's got to be kind of the most important. It's during the third round of the Masters when you're in contention.
Yeah, it gives you obviously a huge kind of boost. You go from 600 to 800, and all of a sudden you're only 4 back, and you're like, wow, this is you know, it's getting real now, and I felt like I did a great job of like calming myself down afterwards. Myself and Neil have talked a lot about during the week about, you know, the only shot that matters is the next one. And I had a great tee shot down 7, and I was very like happy and proud of that one because it's easy to get a bit flustered in scenarios like that, and you know your adrenaline's pumping. So yeah, I was happy with that, but yeah, I know.
Brandon, what's the protocol for buying drinks? It is Saturday night.
Get out of that sand.
You got a big day ahead.
I think he'd get like, you know, some iced teas and some Diet Cokes is about the extent of that. This is a good week to make a hole in one. Not too many drinkers in this field right now.
Golf Central proudly presents Live from the Masters. Coverage brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Drive with precision on and off the course.
New caddy for Stan?
Nah, that's his innovation coach. They're all the rage right now.
He likes it. His coach likes it. Wow, what a putt from Berg.
His short game is virtually flawless.
Anything can change the world of work.
Do you have an innovation coach? No, we've got ADP.
From HR to payroll, ADP designs forward-thinking solutions to take on the next anything.
Beauty and making it look easy today.
We're making a splash with another Twisted Tea drop. Twisted Tea fans love the smooth, refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Real brewed tea with a 5% hint of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Wearing regular shoes feels this cramped. Or glide step, wide fit, hands-free Skechers slip-ins feel like this. With Skechers slip-ins, just step in, no bending down, no touching my shoes. Try wide fit Skechers slip-ins.
Look out for signs of dehydration. Liquid IV is the only sugar-free hydration product on the market, clinically demonstrated to hydrate faster than water alone. Hydrate with Liquid IV sugar-free.
Welcome to Club Champion. Welcome to lower scores, longer drives, and round after round of holy. Oh yeah. Full bag fittings are just $100 with code CUSTOMFIT at clubchampion.com.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. Now I have Rinvoq, a once-daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days, and some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. Many saw clear or almost clear skin.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events: infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Disrupt the itch and rash.
Get in there. Come on, man. You hit it hard enough. But apparently not.
Rinvoq.com/see the data. Talk to your dermatologist if you're not doing well on your current pill or injection to see if Rinvoq is right for you.
Collegiate golf heads to California, where the top programs in the nation compete for a title.
We got champions crowned.
The Western Intercollegiate tomorrow.
Had a good
live
back.
on
Look at
Golf
that.
Channel.
Today on USA.
Par, birdie, par, birdie, par, bogey, bogey, 36. 4, par, bogey, birdie, bogey, double bogey,
And Justin
bogey. Ah.
Rose, that spirit is resolute. The shoulders never slump. Heartbreaking loss at a playoff to McIlroy last year, and in extra holes to Sergio Garcia in 2017. This would be a popular and emotional victory tomorrow. And he's right there. Round of 69. He's only 3 off the lead. Here now,
Justin Rose.
Justin Rose.
Justin, do you feel kind of similar vibes as last year and kind of hoping to do the same thing on Sunday, although have a different result at the end ultimately?
I mean, after Saturday, I was pretty crushed actually. Last year, you know, I felt like I felt like I'd really given away the Masters, and any opportunity I had to win that day, I think I had way too many putts. I think I lost 5 strokes on the green that particular day. Played really nicely to the green to turn a 69 to 75. Is how it felt, and I kind of starting the day 7 back. I mean, yeah, you know you can shoot 61, you know you can, but you know, 7 back's a long way to come from. This week's been a lot more consistent from that point of view, and so it feels a little different going into tomorrow. I think I had to have a big mental reset going into the final round last year, and you know, this year it's like, it feels like a little bit of a free run at it.
And everybody loves our redemption stories. How do you feel the crowd differs this year compared to years past? I mean, you've always been a fan favorite, but especially after last year, do you feel like they're really on your side this year?
Yeah, definitely. People have been pulling for me this week, and I kind of didn't know, that's a double-edged sword, right? It kind of feels like, you know, if you get going with that momentum, it can really, really help. And obviously, if your game's not quite living up to their hopes for you, it can kind of feel frustrating at times. So I'm happy that I've been able to play well and kind of feed off it, and I'm very grateful for the support. And yeah, you know, obviously, should I kind of get going tomorrow, that'll be a lot of fun to play in that environment.
Well, he's been great at the Masters, just has not won yet. Remember, last year, the final round, 10 birdies and a 66 to run down McIlroy. Win tomorrow, he's not only in the green jacket, he's in the Hall of Fame. I think even without it, there's a good case for Justin Rose for all that he's done. He'd be the second oldest champion ever behind Jack Nicklaus. That was 40 years ago. How about Jason Day? Great at one time, and maybe again. He fell out of the top 100 in 2021, came back to win in Dallas in 2023. He's now 41st in the world, #1 in all for 51 weeks, 13 wins, including